Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cosmic Sidereal Astrology. There are three of us here today. I'm Dolly. We've got Ken from New Mexico and Alice, who you see the owl there. She has a Scorpio rising, which is why you actually aren't seeing her face. So we want to talk today about the differences between tropical zodiac and the sidereal zodiac. We also want to share with you why we actually prefer sidereal zodiac and what it really does for us. So most charts, when we first begin our exploration into astrology, are done in the tropical realm, right? And so we think we have one set of qualities, and most of us don't even realize that there's a whole other way of looking at stars and the star beings and our birth charts and all that that means. So sidereal is a beautiful way of seeing who we really are, right? And one thing that I'd love to share, the reason that I now prefer the sidereal method, which is relatively new to me, is because I feel like it captures what's really happening in the sky. It's what's really like the current location of the stars. It's capturing that and it's bringing it through and transferable into wisdom for me. So I'd like to bring Alice now into the equation and invite her to share why she prefers the sidereal method also.
Well, Dolly, I didn't know about sidereal for years when I was learning astrology. Then somehow I came across it, and because I'm a researcher, I found out that tropical is based on a sky map from a different time. And I was interested in what's going on right now. So when I realized with sidereal astrology, what I was looking at up in the sky was what was happening to me and coming into my life. And that was also translatable down to the piece of paper I looked at, if it had an astrology chart on it. That just resonated with me so much more. So that was how I came to sidereal astrology.
Beautiful. So Ken, we're going to give you the floor, my friend.
Woo! Hey everyone, it's a joy to be here. And as you could tell, we are kind of a fun-loving bunch. And we like to really enjoy the astrology and explore it without coming up with any final beliefs or points of view, because it's an ongoing journey. So I brought up here a picture of, to help us out, of graphics. And Alice made these graphic up, and she's just really good at it. So what we have here is we have this sidereal zodiac. It's represented by the circle, and the circle, of course, is 360 degrees. And I put in 3 pie pieces right here, and they're 30 degrees each, right? Each house, each constellation is 30 degrees. We work with the whole house system. And here we have Aries, and then Pisces, and then Aquarius. Now, what's so fascinating about the sidereal, which means according to the stars, is that when we go outside, let's just say you take a stroll out your front door and you're looking to the east. And you're looking out to the east on the morning of the spring equinox. And you go out just when the sun is rising. And if you could see the stars and the constellation that was rising at that same time, you would see the constellation Pisces. So that means on March 20th, March 21st, the sun is rising in the constellation of Pisces, okay? And it's at about 5 degrees in Pisces. Now for the tropical zodiac, they would see that first day of spring as Aries, as the sun rising in Aries at 0 degrees. And basically that's designed because 1800 years ago, that was what was aligned at that time. And I want to tell you why it's changed. So here we have three constellations. And with this very special thing that happens in our solar system, in our galaxy, is that every 72 years, the sun rises at a certain place in on the spring equinox that is 1 degree. It goes back 1 degree every 72 years. So 72 years from now, the sun will be rising on the spring equinox at 4 degrees Pisces. So let's kind of do a little bit of math, but keep it simple enough and fun enough so that it doesn't bog us down. So a long time ago, when the sun was precessing, right, through the age of Aries, which means it's going through the constellation of Aries, it spent 2,160 years, 2,160 years going through Aries. And that means 25 years ago, right, because the sun's rising in Pisces at 5 degrees, 25 years ago, the sun left in the precession, left Aries and went into Pisces. And since then, 25 years from then until now, which is about 1,800 years, it took the sun to precess and shine on that morning of the vernal equinox where it is now. That means it'll take 5 times 72 years for the sun to precess and rise in Aquarius. Now, why is this so important? Well, the great astrological year is 25,000 years and 25,920 years. And it takes 2,160 years to go through each constellation, basically. And I'm going to say basically because our cosmos is a mysterious place. So let's stay open to the fact that the rate of precession with the average rate of 72 years per degree can fluctuate. And it actually isn't even exactly 72, it's 71.6. So what I want to bring up right now is that we are in the age of Pisces. The sun is rising on the vernal equinox in Pisces at 5 degrees. That's why it's important to me, because to say that it's at Aries 0 degrees just doesn't match the sky for me. And that's just important because I like to look out there and be immediately connected with what's viscerally right before me and in my body. So now that we're doing sidereal, that means our chart changes. So if you have a tropical chart, and let's say your moon, your sun is in Aries like it was for me. When I went to the sidereal system, it went back 25 degrees, and so it was in Pisces. So my sun, actually, my sun sign is actually Pisces because the sun was in Pisces the day I was born. For Dolly, it was in Aquarius, and for Alice, it was in Cancer. But in the tropical systems, it would be one sign ahead of ours. So this is why, we are talking about this preference, is that our sun signs match where they're in the sky. Again, if you have a tropical chart, most likely your sun is one sign ahead of where it actually is in the sky. And we're going to explore a little bit more what the impact of changing our charts from tropical to sidereal meant for us and others. So I hope that math made sense. How did this come across to you guys?
Well, it helps. It makes things much clearer for me, and I thank you.
Do you have any questions about the math so that we're leaving our viewers and listeners in a good place? I don't usually spend a lot of time on these kind of specifics because we get into that a little bit more of that psychic and intuitive realm. You good, Dolly?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just curious too. So it's fair to say that if people are comparing a tropical chart to a sidereal chart, that their sun sign will likely change, but not necessarily, depending on the degrees. Is that true?
That's true, because when we go from tropical to sidereal, we turn it back 25 degrees to account for the, this 25 degrees here that we see in the chart. So let's say someone was born at in Taurus, and they were born at 28 degrees Taurus in the tropical.
Mm-hmm.
If we turn it back, to match where it was in the sky, it would be at 3 degrees of Taurus. So for those people that have a sky being, a sun, the moon, or a planet, in the last 5 degrees of a constellation, that planet or sun or moon will still be in that constellation. But once it dips underneath that, like 24.5 degrees, it's going to be in the constellation behind that.
Right.
And heck, that's when a lot of fun begins, because now you get to explore your chart according to what you would have seen if you, when you took your first breath, and if you could peer up into the sky and see through things, this is what you would see.
Right. Yeah, that's beautiful. That helps a ton.
It also means we're participating in the great astrological year. We are participating in an amazing cycle. When you think that each age is 2,160 years long, right? And that we're in the age of Pisces, we're participating in it. And there are some features about our world right now that are still very Piscean. Even though we can feel the Aquarian energy coming, we still have a lot of Piscean qualities, which can be fun, which can be very fun to explore. So that feeling of participating with the cosmos, to me, is just delicious.
It's scrumptious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, we all do. So this feels like a beautiful place to wrap this particular video up. Agreed?
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds great.
So we want to thank all of you for coming to visit Cosmic Sidereal Astrology, and we look forward to sharing so much more with you. Until then.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.